Temptations Ballad. Now, this is a game created by Shirokoi, the same creator of Repeat. Now, this is the game that he wanted to make and had to sing Repeat. Yes, as you can see, someone is not wearing any pants. Alrighty, here we go. Let's play Temptations Ballad. Click. Oh, that timing! That was timing. A child perches upon his caged throne. Not a life nor choice, nor choice to call his own. Brittle bones broke to fit their mold, groomed and taught an ideal foretold. In neither heaven nor hell shall he find rest, till he flies onwards upon a path possessed. Perhaps one day my soul shall soar free. Oh, how I wish to be anyone but me. And that is Bayuka from Repeat. Imagine a child perches upon his caged throne. A caged throne, you say? Not a life nor choice to call his own. Us making the decisions for the main character? Brittle bones broke to fit their mold. Echo being broken down to many pieces? In neither heaven nor hell shall he find rest, till he flies onwards upon a path possessed. Going to the correct route, knowing that whatever choice he makes will either give him a good or a bad ending? Perhaps one day my soul shall soar free. Oh, how I wish to be anyone but me. I know, right? Especially the time when you noose yourself. Oh, Chapter 1. The Liar, the Commoner, and the Chosen One!
I'm coming!
Chosen One!
I'm coming!
Some say that the city of Asia, Axia, stood at the center of the world. And then there's Pangea, a bustling hub of arcane research, hard-working craftsmen, and the home of the kingdom's royal family. There was rarely a dull moment within his noble city's history. More humble individuals will retort that Axia was actually a shimmering Shirokoi gave us a poem, and now he just threw out the S-bomb, while the church would accuse such individuals of being uncouth hooligans beyond salvation. They would also reassure everyone that the city of Axia was indeed very, very important. But to what extent? Little did the world and its inhabitants know that at its alleged center, a story was slowly unraveling that will ultimately determine the fate of everything. Of course. Once you said the chosen one, and then there's the one place in the world, that's what you call this. That is the epicenter of the whole story. Like many stories throughout the ages, this one begins with 3 idiots. And then they go, all is well! All is well! A rather hopeless bunch, really. With some time and bumbling about, however, especially seducing the local people, they will hopefully mature enough to face the trials to come and take a stand at the center of the world. Oh yes, they will come at the center of the world. Wink, wink, wink. This story begins with the liar, the witch, and the wardrobe. I mean, the liar, a commoner, and the chosen one!
I'm coming!
Chosen one!
I'm coming!
Oh, whoa! Can you do that again? Can you do that again? Ding ding! Marauders District, Bone Breaker, Mercenary Company, Guild Building. Okay. It's funny. Oh, great, we're in Tavern of Spear. We're in Tavern of Spear again, everybody. Well, calling it a guild building was a little generous. It's a tavern with a lot of axe! Hey, don't laugh at me! This place was more of an abandoned tavern that was haphazardly renovated into a semi-usable living space. Tavern of Spear. Mugs of Mugs of med littered the broken down bar, along with racks of weapons and overdue bills from the Adventurers Guild. It was an unorthodox company, to say the least. Yes, this is fairy tale. This is fairy tale, everybody. The walls of the old tavern, or rather, the Bone Breaker Mercenary Guild, was constantly droning with the shouts of drunk mercenaries, clattering weapons, and barely hidden sensual moans rumbling from the unsupplied closets. Yes, and especially going at the very bottom of of the back history whatever text here. It was highly recommended that visitors avoided the back room supply closet lest they find themselves on awkward side like ooh, ooh, ooh. You wanna go to the supply closet? You know, it's a very good site. There's a hair on your nose. Or some fun. Take your pick! It's not like this game is a gay game or a game! The Bonebreaker Mercenary Company has always been just like its captain and namesake. Everyone's here to kick and have a good time. We'll have a gay old time! Or rather, almost everyone. Oh. The mindful ruckus of shouting drunk mercenaries was audible even in the attic, albeit slightly muffled. It was just quiet enough for Cole to practice his lute in relative peace. Oh no, we can't name our main character? Ah man, we can't name our main character! He's a hyena with a beauty mark! The young hyena stummed the tattered strings on his instrument, humming softly over the intoxicated chattering from downstairs. He was technically supposed to be doing weapons training at the moment. Oh, we can't. Though Cole was never one to simply do as he was told. He plucked a C number? Sorry, I'm not good with music. C sharp? Is it C sharp? I forgot. I see something and I immediately wins at the sound. Okay. He's young and not wearing any pants. Out of tune already. This old thing ain't gonna last much longer. Oh no! The sound effect is back! It's back! There was an ugly twang, followed by a sharp yelp. As Cole had tightened the pegs on his decrepit lute, a string snapped and whipped painfully against its finger. He winced and suckled his thumb in dismay like, bollocks. Looks like that's the end of practice for today. How the hell am I gonna get another lute with Papa finding out? Papa? You have a daddy? Or you have a father? Good thing Shiro puts the sound effect down, or else he's gonna kill me with that sound effect again. Suddenly, the entire building shook with a resounding BOOM! As the heavy entrance doors were kicked open. The guild rumbled with whooping and hollering cheers from the dozens of mercenaries in the lobby. Cole's shoulders slumped as he slowly forced himself onto his feet. Is it Daddy? And yep, it's Daddy. It's Daddy! And he's back. By the way, Cole's legs can kill. Can squeeze you! The din of hollering men was enough to rattle the mugs on the bar tables. The boss is back! There's our man, that gay man! Oh, how was the job? Wow! Wearing this runs from the family. Yee-haw! Yee-haw! Arrgh! Yee-haw! Yee-haw! Arrgh! I'm wearing my underwear! I have no eye! I'm muscly and adventurous! No pants! No pants! I am wearing no pants! I can move easily without these pants! Shut your traps! The room immediately fell silent. The marrow bonebreaker grumbles as he stomped through the door. Yes, his massive shadow darkening the entire room as he turned towards the bar. A dozen fellow mercenaries spilled into the lobby along with their captain, each slinging various steel axes and swords over their shoulders. Marrow's glass eye twinkled in the dim room as he walked, his very presence commanding the attention of every person in the vicinity. He snatched a mug of mead from one of his mercenaries and downed it at one gulp like before slamming it down on the bar table. A large, towering hyena wiped his muzzle with a disgruntled sigh. Horrible! Utterly rubbish and disappointing! The moment those bandits saw us, Bonebreakers approaching, they dropped their weapons and surrendered while shaking their little boots. The old lady down the street could have put a better fight than those sorry sods. Weren't folks saying that the city was supposed to get more rowdy now that the king and queen kicked the bucket? Bandits, my axe. Bandits, my axe hasn't tasted a good fight in years. The other mercenaries in the lobby grumbled in disappointment. Oh, shucks, Captain. You mean you didn't even get to fight? A slight, that's a grin? Oh yeah, I'll show you my mad eye, Moody. A slight grin suddenly stretched across Marrow's face. Is that why he's called Marrow? Because he's called Bone Marrow? Face as he thumbed the handle of his great axe. Oh yeah, he likes to thumb that handle of his great axe. Well, I didn't say that now, did I? A few of those measly bandits were sticking mages. Shot a few little fireballs at us thinking they were smart. Marrow licked his lips. Then I eat his ass. I mean, nothing quite as satisfying as clobbering a few magic nitwits to the ground. Still doesn't make up for the disappointing fight, though. A voice suddenly mumbled from behind the heavy entrance doors. Really now? The bandits were arrested and we got paid. Isn't that enough? Aw, but what's the point of being a merc if we can't even have fun kicking eat and Oh wow, who's that? He has bubbly tits. Oh man, he's not okay, he's wearing pants. But what? He's wearing just a jockstrap and pants. The front door creaks open as another shorter hyena heaved a large sack through the guild's entrance. Hamish. The mercenary captain's right-hand man rolled his eyes as he lugged a heavy bag of coins into the bar. The money. A stable job. This big shack that we're all living in. It's a guild building! Ah, yeah, sure, guild building. Where's the money? Hamish rolled his eyes and ignored his overly cheerful captain. And the fact that the city watch isn't clamoring to arrest us anymore. That should be plenty reason, though. Aw, Lovey. What? There you go, talking sense again. Can't you just let me explain in peace for once? Hamish tapped his chin thoughtfully. Wait, what? Nah. Somebody's gotta keep you in line. Psh, you ain't no fun anymore. Hamish tried to hide a fond smile as he turned towards the dozens of other mercenaries in the room. I think that he has a crush on him. Why did he call him Lovey unless they are together? He plucked a handful of copper and silver coins and shoved them into the bar. By the way, everyone, Captain says drinks are on him tonight. The entire guild erupted into cheers like, woo! Or whoops and hollers as all the rowdy mercenaries raised their tankards in glee. Hey! Shelter is better! At least they all woo! Yes! You're the best captain we could ever ask for, boss! You bet your ass I am! Marrow chuckled and threw a loving arm around Hamish's shoulders as they settled down at the table. A few of the mercenaries, I could tell that Hamish knows how to use crossbows. A few of the mercenaries working at the bar eagerly passed more tankards of ale to their pair of hyenas. Marrow grinned and took another deep gulp. Gotta make our own fun in this boring-ass city now, don't we? Speaking of which... Hamish shot Marrow a withering look as he felt a large hand snake down the small of his back and fiddled teasingly at the hem of his breeches. Wait. Hamish shot Marrow a withering look as he felt a large hand snake down the small of his back and fiddled teasingly at the hem of his breeches. Oh no. He's that kind of dad. Well, Daddy has his pup, I guess. A little early in the morning for this, don't you think? Aw, Lovey, the job was so boring. I'm horny. You don't mind cheering me up a little, don't you? Ow! Ow! It died! Marrow felt a sharp pinch and retracted his arm with a pout, like, ow! Maybe later. They are together. Wow, okay. Didn't you have something you needed to do? Like a son? Something to do? Marrow's eyebrows perked up in realization. Oh, right! How could I have forgotten? He leapt up and began rummaging furiously through the sack on the bar. Mario glances up at the nearby mercenaries getting deep into their cups. By the by, have any of you all seen my boy? Your boy? My boy! I think we heard him strumming his dart and lute in the attic again. The kid should really let loose and join us at the bar more often. It's not like he's a man who likes asses of men. Mario's chest swelled in pride. There's my talented little lad. Always refining his hobbies. Y'all could learn a bit from his dedication. Mario turned towards the stairway and stomped his feet like boom, boom, boom. Cole! 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 Come down! Your papa's got something for you! Your daddy's got something for you! Yeesh! There he is! My darling boy! You know I can hear you without all the hollering, Papa. Papa. It will be fun. Okay. It's kind of funny when he called him Papa, but it's kind of normal when they say Pa. When they say Pa or Pop. But Papa? It'll be funny if you call him Popsy! Ah! What the hell happened? Cole yelped as a massive hand clapping on the back and sent his tiny frame face far to the floor like Top of the morning to you, laddies! Ow, Papa! Watch it! My shoulder's still not recovered yet! Oh, sorry there. I just can't help but get excited for seeing my pride and joy. My Game Boy! Especially when he's so dedicated to practicing his passion so damn much. I'm drunk! How's that lute of yours treating you? Is it bigger than 9 inches now? Oh, Cole's shoulder slumped. It, broke when I was practicing this morning. Weren't you supposed to be doing weapons training this morning? Not now, Hammy! I'm trying to be positive influence here, yeah? I'm trying to be a dad here. You're gonna be a dad soon, but come on! Let me do the dad talking. Now, where was I? Yeah, surprise, my boy! Mario grinned gleefully as he pulled something large from inside the sack. Colt felt his jaw drop. Is it a new lute? He watched his father slowly unwrap a brand new glistening lute, furnished brilliantly with handsome dark wood. Dark wood. He likes to strum that dark wood. He hesitantly reached out to grab it. He wants to firmly grasp it. His paws gingerly tracing this cool, smooth surface. Ooh. Is this foreshadowing of how he's gonna feel that dark wood? Is this for me? Thank you so much, Papa. You really shouldn't have. Mario barked with laughter and slapped his son on the shoulder again. Nonsense! Anything for my darling boy. The Bone Breakers have gotten a lot of jobs lately since the king and queen croaked. I had to spend all that coin on something. A wave of warm giddiness washed over Cole's chest as he gently strummed the strings of his new lute. A sharp and cheerful notes rang out, perfectly tuned. Cole laughed, delighted. This is awesome! Thank you so much, Papa! Like I said before, anything for my darling son. Now turn around and bend over. Cole suddenly grimaced as he glanced at his father. What is it? Uh-oh, he's getting one of those daydreaming looks in his eyes again. What is that supposed to mean? One day, you will grow into a great man, like me, who will take over the Bonebreaker Mercenary Company as my successor. The speech! Cole stood up straight. Stood up straight? You're gay, you're not straight. And tried his utmost to resist rolling his eyes. You will grow to be a strong mercenary and an even greater man than I. The Bonebreaker's legacy will be yours to lead down the glorious path it is destined to follow. People will sing stories of your deeds for ages to come. Yes, I've memorized this whole bit, Papa. Not to be pessimistic or anything, but have you noticed that your son is like almost half the size of the smallest merc in the company? Hey! It doesn't mean that you have to... Have you ever heard of small but terrible Cole? Huh, me, Cole? Oh, this is what I'm gonna say, and everyone you have to listen. Shiro, you better not kill this guy! Cause I like this guy, okay? I can barely even lift an axe. There's a sword. A whip. Come on! Worry not, my dear boy. You can use your lute as a bard, you know, to support. I understand your pain. I was a late bloomer as well. Yet here I am, the captain of the greatest and most fearsome mercenary company in all of Axia and the kingdom beyond. Late bloomer? Oh, you know. Papa, I'm like 23 now. Pretty sure the chances of a growth spurt are miraculously low at this point. Cole gulped at his father, leaned down on one knee and placed a supportive hand on his shoulder. Well, that was a weird repeat. Oh, I said the word! I said the magic word! His face was brimming with such faith and pride that it was hard to look at directly. Papa, which one should I look at? Should I look at the left eye or the right eye? Focus, you moron! No matter the odds. Now that I believe in you, you're gonna show the world that what you're made of one day, and the world will watch in awe. Remember, boy, you're the son of Mario Bonebreaker, and you will be the Penis Bonebreaker. Cole felt an uncomfortable wriggling of doubt rising in his throat, but at the sight of his father's intense and loving confidence, he swallowed it back down. Oh yeah, he swallowed that down. Sure, Papa. One day, I'll be gay. Marlo's laugh boomed through the building like, ha ha ha. Cole yelped as a play hand ruffled his hair. That's my boy! Now, like anything in life, that day won't come without putting some work into it. That's why What is this music? We're going on a trip to our favorite rocket ship. It's gone into the sky, little Einstein. That's why I think it's high time you start taking on a mercenary job again. What? But I still haven't recovered from the injuries from my last job. Cole jabbed a finger desperately at the bandages hanging from his shoulder. Bah! It's been weeks! If it ain't getting better with you cooped up at home, it'll get better if you go out for some air. And then Cole be like, coronavirus! Marrow's voice turned gentle. I ain't asking you for the world, boy. Not until you're ready. We'll take it one step at a time here. For today, just go out and take one job listing for the Adventurers Guild and bring something home from your work, yeah? Be it a few coppers or vast heapings of treasure, know that I'll always be proud of you at what you do. How about a boyfriend? Oh, that'd even be better! The life of a great man is a long one. Like my... There's no need to rush, but we should always be moving forward. Like my... A mix of affection and dread rolled through Cole's chest as he glanced between his father's brimming pride and the new furnished lute in his hands. His grip tightened on it as he sighed. Right, Papa. I'll do my best. Attaboy! Go show him what you're made of! If you run into any cowardly magic users out there, give him a good old throttling for me, huh? You know what I always say about magic. But friendship is magic. What are you talking about? Cole sighed. It's the tool of the weak and spineless. It's the tool of the weak and spineless, and all of a sudden, my boy needs healing! I need magic! Ha! And don't you forget it! Nothing's more satisfying than clubbering a wizard across the face while they're crying, my spells! My spells! My leg! My leg! Right, of course. I have a feeling that Cole is a magic user. Oh my god! Oh my goodness, it's kind of like... Oh my gosh, it's kind of like Pervader. Anyway, I gotta go show the world what I'm made of. I'll see you later. Take care, my son. And don't forget to grab asses, okay? Cole grabbed his lute. He grabbed his lute and scuttled towards the door. His gaze was trained at his feet, far from the beaming and loving grin on his father's face. Okay, alright. Sige, what's next? It's a barrel! A barrel! Wait, what? A barrel! Barrels! PewDiePie's only enemy. Cole had scarcely taken a step outside when he was pulled aside by Hamish, who was wearing his usual gruff look of concern. Oh my god. Hamish is the mother figure. Okay! Cole had scarcely taken a step outside when he was pulled aside by Hamish, who was wearing his usual gruff look of concern. Cole mentally groaned as he was dragged to the quiet supply closets in the back of the tavern. Guild building. Yeah, that's it. I know where this music is! He chuckled at the usual sound of low moans rumbled from many of the closets. All the men in the Bonebreakers mercenary company knew what happens back here. All the men glittered in gold. Whoa, Hammy! Dragging me straight to the supply closet is a little direct, ain't it? Plus, aren't you all chummy with Papa? I'd hate to be an awkward homewrecker. Hamish's eyebrows shot up so quickly, Cole almost thought they had left his face. Like, oh, what? What? No! Oh, no. I mean, my n***s are pink, but I'm not that, Con. I'm not that. No, that's not what I... Ugh. Hamish muttered under his breath and slammed a fist against the thin wooden walls. Quiet down over there! I'm trying to be very motherly here! The moans from the various closets grew slightly more muffled and quiet. Just slightly. Someone from one of the closets whispered a very quiet, "Sorry," followed quickly by a chorus of sneakers like bunch of horny. Woo! Anyway, on to the real business. Liar. Hamish suddenly swiped at Cole's bandaged shoulder. Hey! Cole stumbled backwards in shock. Hamish's eyes narrowed. The bandages abruptly faded into nothingness, like wisps of heat on a hot summer day. Underneath, Cole's shoulder appeared completely uninjured. The air buzz, it was faint, but it was unmistakably the soft glow of magic. A minor illusion, eh? When did you learn a trick like that? Wow, he is a bard! Cole's breath hitched. He felt his stomach drop. I can't explain! Please don't tell Papa! Shh! A hand rested gently on his shoulder as Cole fought the urge to flee. Hamish sighed. Relax, Cole. I'm not here to get you in trouble. Not everyone is old-fashioned as your father. Honestly, most of the boys in the Bonebreakers are fine with magic. Cole let out a breath of relief and scowled. You know what? Cole reminds me of Vayne from League of Legends. Serious, but serious. Serious and knows where magic is because she can smell magic apparently. Cole let out a breath of relief and scowled. If you were fine with it, you could have just left me alone. Hamish sighed and rubbed his temples. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I think it's high time you have a long conversation with your pa. Cole's scowl deepened and he crossed his arms defensively. What are you on about? Hamish scratched his chin and closed his eyes, as though cautiously preparing his next words. Are you sure you really want to take over the Bonebreakers when you're older? What? Anger surged through Cole's chest as he gripped the cold wooden handle of his new lute. Of course I do! Papa didn't raise a disappointment! I'm not saying that you're a disappointment, but... Are you? What exactly are you trying to say then? Say it, Hamish! I mean, you were so direct with this Papa, why can't you be direct with him? Cole took a step forward, the fur of his mane standing on end. I am Kolodai. I am Kolodi Bonebreaker, son of Marrow Bonebreaker, the most famous and feared mercenary in all of Axia and the Kingdom Beyond. You're the son of the guy who's famous, but what are you? I don't need Papa's little lackey to tell me what to do. Huh? Hey, he's gonna be your mom. A heavy, tense silence hung over the hallway as Cole glared into Hamish's unflinching eyes. Finally, the older man sighed. Alright then, you'll follow your father's footsteps. What about your magic? Oh, if you're trying to blackmail... Hamish held up his hands. Oh no, I'm trying to hold a conversation, kiddo. I just think that most of your talks with your father have been rather one-sided. Wouldn't it be healthier if you two sat down and took some time to talk about how you really felt? At the very least, let him know about your talents. Magic is a tool of the weak and spineless, and yet you used it! And you're neither weak nor spineless, and you used it! You've got real skill with that magic of yours, kid. Are you just going to keep lying and hiding it from your pa to live up to his ridiculous expectations? Yes! There was something satisfying about getting under Hamish's skin. Papa's right-hand man usually held himself with unwavering sternness. Now he was just massaging his temples in frustration. You know, Shiro, you could have give us a sprite of him doing this. You certainly have your pa's hard-headed stubbornness. Are you truly determined to pretend to be a big axe-swinging barbarian for the rest of your life when you clearly don't want to? Papa is marrow bone breaker! What are people gonna say if they find out that the strongest mercenary in the land has a weak little pipsqueak for a son who can barely swing a sword? There's a movie about that. Ah! How to Train Your Dragon, of course! I'll fake it till I make it somehow. Like Hiccup? Lying to Papa feels better than disappointing him. Like Hiccup. If Maro's ego was truly that fragile, I'd smack him out of his guild myself. Go talk to your father, Cole. He loves you dearly, magic or otherwise. I'm sure he'll understand. Yeah, sure, and I'll be the next king of Axia, Cole thought to himself as he stomped past Hamish with a huff. The wooden floors creak as the older hyena turned to follow him. The guy's worse than the mother hen. I gotta get out of here. Cole glanced up with a smirk. Oh my god, what are you- what? Speaking of uncomfortable conversations, when are you gonna start officially courting Papa for real? Yeah, Hamish! Just wanna brace myself in case I come home to an official second dad. What? Don't you like that? Whatever, calm collectiveness. You know what Hamish needs? He needs a ring on his ear. Seriously, it'll complete the look or put rings on his.
Hello.
I don't know. I don't know. It makes it feel like Hamish needs rings on him somehow. Whatever calm collectedness Hamish held immediately collapsed as his face erupted into a harsh red hue. Excuse me? That's none of your business. Cole smirked as he shoved past the spluttering hyena. Yeah, grab his butt. I'm just saying, maybe once you're officially my Papa number 2, I'll actually listen to your nonsense. Anyway, ta-ta, Papa. I've got an adventuring job to worm myself out of. Woo! With that, Cole stomped out the door and left a spluttering Hamish behind. Okay. Okay, where are we going now? Market District. Market District. Sparrows Inn and Tavern again? There's so many taverns here. Okay, is this the music of the village? Okay. Meanwhile, across the city at an actual functioning tavern, a young badger slumped his way home with heavy shoulders and an even heavier heart. Oh, okay, it's the guy in the middle. Sid Shrikewood's face was grim as he stumbled home to the tavern that his mother ran, returning home empty-handed yet again. And this time, he returned bright and early in the morning. The day had barely begun, with cool morning dew settling on the wet grass below. As Sid approached the steps of Sparrow's Roost Inn and Tavern, his eyes lit up at the sight of a familiar face waiting for him. Hey, Betsy! How's business at the tavern going today? Hope the customers have been treating you well. Sid sighed and plopped down on a large stone next to his longtime friend. Is it a cow? As for me, well, the morning just started and it's already a shit day. He buried his face in his hands. Got kicked out of my scribe apprenticeship. 3rd day on the job. That's gotta be a new record. Mom's gonna kill me at this rate. What am I supposed to tell her? Sid shook his head and grabbed a nearby broom lying next to the Sparrow's Roost Inn's entrance. He had absent-mindedly began sweeping the dirt and grime off the tavern steps. Work for your mom? How about that? Rhythmic chores always help him clear away dreadful thoughts. The chores also helped relieve some extra work from his mother's already massive workload, which was always a plus. Sid's mother was always working, bustling about in the tavern and serving customers day and night. His heart lurched painfully in his chest when he returned home every night to see her slump over a chair in exhaustion. Her hands had grown coarse with calluses, and she has complained of back pain as of late. Naturally, Sid often showed up at the Sparrow's Roost Inn and Tavern to help out whenever he could, usually because he got kicked out of yet another apprenticeship job. Sid sighed and paused his sweeping to look down at Betsy. Betsy DeVos? she silently stared back at him, the good listener, and goes, "Mrrr, mrrr." Hey, Betsy. This is like the 5th apprenticeship I got fired from. And what's the apprenticeship about? I really want to make Mom happy and get a cushy job, but none of this feels right for me, you know? Betsy's like, moo, moo. An amused chuckle left Sid's throat as he tried to imagine himself as a scribe. Me? Cooped up in a cushy commoner job? I mean, I'm a commoner through and through, but I always dream of being something bigger, you know? But you are bigger! Taller even! Sid twirled his broom with practiced swings, slashing at the air enthusiastically as though it were a sword. What? Okay! I'm Luffy! Now Sid, the adventurer that rolls off the tongue way better. Going out into this world to perform heroic deeds, amassing glory, and saving the day like the champions in storybooks? Oh! What do you think, Betsy? Betsy's a freaking frog! I thought he's a
Mamma mia!
cow! Because usually when you say Betsy or Bessie, whatever, it's a cow! But it's a frog! And I was like, Ribbit, I am a lady frog, and you are a prince. I'm convincing you. Betsy, as usual, did not answer for the simple fact that she was a frog! She was a toad! I would just assume that it's a lady toad, but it's actually a lady too. Ever the good listener and goes, Webbit. She continued to staring up at Sid with deep, understanding eyes as she perched on her usual basking rock like, right? I'd make a fantastic adventurer. Bards will sing of my legend one day. Just you watch. Yeah! Ha! There once a guy named Sid, the adventurer, and he's a badger, I think so. So he went out to get some job, but after 3 days he didn't. After 3 days, he was fired from his job. Oh, this is Sid, my boys, though, and I think he likes some little boys. Sid swung his broom sword in the air with wild and brash sweeps. He imagined fending off an invisible foe as he jabbed and thrust his heroic weapon to and fro. Yeah! Take that! Whoops! What happened? His foot suddenly... Oh, he slipped! You could animate it. Mutt was able to animate the sprites. I mean, you could just whoop. His foot suddenly slipped on wet cobblestone and he tumbled forward with the grace of a damp log. As Sid tumbled, he lost his grip in his heroic broom sword and yelped as it soared in the air. Right as the tavern doors creaked open. Ilya. Sid, dear, are you... Ah! Ouch! Sid's mother. His mother is a freaking bird! Sid's mother wins as a flying broom handle smacked her right between the eyes like, Mom! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry! I didn't mean to... He rushed to his mom's side as she gingerly rubbed her bruised forehead. Ilya looked up at her son with an exasperated yet fond smile as she pinched his cheeks. It's quite alright, dear. Your mother is made of tougher stuff than this. I'm made of meat and bones and bone breaker. Were you pretending to be a sword fighter with a broom again? Because the windows were open and the whole tavern could hear and see you. And they're laughing like, What? They saw? Sid's ears flattened against his head as he flushed pink. That was a private conversation. With a frog! With your frog? Ilya glanced down at Betsy doubtfully. Excuse you? Betsy's a noble toad and a good friend. Sid watches his mother sigh deeply and bury her face in her hands like, why are you a disappointment? It looked like she was doing her best to keep a straight face and was chuckling. What? Or crying. Crying, I think. Sid couldn't tell at this point. Oh, sweetheart. I heard your, conversation earlier. Oh, no! Were you fired from your apprenticeship again? Sid's shoulders slapped as he stared anywhere but his mother's prying eyes. Well, fired is a strong word. I prefer the term gently let go. Fired? What do you mean fired? Oh, what else should I say? You're being let go, you've been outsided, been an outside, solution, take a pick. There's more. Of course, dear. He felt a gentle wing on his arm. Sid glanced down and then she smacked him with a hammer! His mom looked so tiny in comparison. Oh, I think he likes little people. The scribe, the blacksmith, even the wood furnishers. You've been let go from practically every apprenticeship job in our neighborhood. Maybe you let him be a knight? Sweetheart, I may not be as charismatic as your frog friend here, but please don't be afraid to speak to me if something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Is this a common theme here? Well, kinda. Guilt started creeping through his chest. They've been through this conversation countless times. I just can't get into any of these ordinary jobs. The thought of getting stuck indoors as a scribe for the rest of my life feels miserable. I want to go out there and see the world. Don't you want your son to succeed as a great and glorious adventurer or a pirate? I know I have it in me to be somebody instead of another commoner out in that market district. Somebody great! Ilya's grip on his arm tightened as word trepidation filled her face. Oh, Sid, I know this is difficult, but the reason your father and I work ourselves to the bone day in and day out is because we hope to create a better future for you. We work so hard because we hope you don't have to. I want you to be happy as well, but many adventurers often don't return home. The thought of you going out in the world alone... Ilya snapped her beak shut, quivering. Aw, Mom, don't worry. Wait, I think I'm adopted. I'm the toughest cookie around. Hey, wait a minute! Hey, wait a minute! Hold up! Phone, wait a minute! What the hell is that? I'm the toughest cookie around. Yeah, your cookie crumbled apparently. Are you really never going to let me be an adventurer ever? The Adventurers Guild is just a short walk away in the Marauders District. It's so close I can practically taste it. I suppose... Yes! Is that a yes? No. Effing no! Ilya sighed as Sid emotionally deflated like a trampled balloon. Oh, don't give me those sad puppy eyes. He's not even doing it. Your father and I had a long talk this morning and we came into a decision. Oh, don't tell me he's gonna work to the tavern. She took a deep breath. If you're going to go out doing wildly dangerous adventuring jobs, it will be a great comfort to your father and I if you had trusted friends by your side. If you find a few dependable friends to form an adventuring party with, I suppose you can go talk to the Adventuring Guild. Sid perked up and then immediately groaned. Oh, bold of you to assume I have friends in general. People always laugh at me. Well, perhaps if you stop talking to your frog all the time. Betsy is a toad! Ilya sighed with a defeated smile and patted her son on the shoulder. This was impressive considering she could barely reach it even when standing on her tippy toes. Alright, dear. Why don't you get out of here while the day is still young, Go mingle about the Marauders District and see if you can make any friends, Oh, and... and before I forget... Wait, are you a tit? Before I forget, I packed you some snacks in case you get hungry later. Be sure to share them with your friends if you make any later today. Sid stood, stunned while his mother stuffed several wrap sandwiches into his tiny pockets. Wait, you're really giving me a chance? Thank you so much, Mom. I won't disappoint you. You never do. I love you, sweetheart. Sid was already prancing halfway down the street, practically vibrating with excitement. Love you too, Mom! Oh, and if you don't manage to find anyone for your adventuring party, your father's looking for an assistant at his cheese shop! Get with the cheese! Your father's practically Wallace! Get some friends! Get away from the cheese! Sid! Get away from the cheese! Well, Gromit, we're gonna find some cheese! And he's gone. Ilya clasped her hands together and tried to ignore the anxious not tugging at her chest. She looked down at Betsy croaking happily on her rock. Oh, what? Oh, wise frog! What do you think? What are the chances, my son? He got it from his mom! Like mother, like son, huh? What are the chances my son comes back a wiser and more sensible young man? Maybe someday. Ribbit. I'm a lady frog. You're a prince. I'm convincing you. Ilya sighed. I thought so. In church! Oh my god, we're going to church? I guess we need Jesus. Grand Cathedral. Who is this guy this time? Is it a knight? The Grand Cathedral stood coldly against the morning air, the sun's harsh rays reflecting off its bright walls like jagged knives. Most of the inhabitants of the Grand Cathedral had already left the main hall to perform their daily duties, save one, of course. A lone knight stood solid in an empty corner of the hall. Oh, it's a girl! Her sword and shield drawn ready at her side. It's a girl! Her blade. I thought it's Yowie! There's a girl! Her blade glinted off the morning sun in precise wings. Her stance and posture were as picture perfect as they were rigid and anxious. Artemi Joanna Gautier. Bo Gautier! Etchos! Artemis Fowl, Johanna, Gautier. Oh, someone's been watching fashion shows. Resumed her daily training as a holy knight of the church, as she had done every day as far as she could remember, sister. Her blade hand paused as cheerful voices echoed from one of the cathedral's side entrances. Oh, hi! Father Bishop Katrina! Bishop Katrina? Wait, that's a girl too? Wow, in this world, the women are the women are what you call it? Paladins. There we go, paladins. Hey, kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy IX. Bishop Katrina glided elegantly into the main hall, with half a dozen church youths following closely behind like a flock of ducklings. She carried a commanding presence as she directed the youths out to their duties. The floors on the side halls will need a thorough sweeping along with the entirety of the east wing staircase. Understood? The church youths mumbled but nodded quietly. At the sight of the bishop, Artemi hastily sheathed her sword and bowed deeply. Bishop Katrina barely spared her a glance. A few of the church youths suddenly noticed her and stared. Hello. Artemi gave the small crowd a shy little wave. Most of the youths sneered and scrunched their like. Several whispered amongst each other with less than kind words. Bye! Artemi dropped her hand back to her side dejectedly. Why is she even here? All that little mod ever does is pretend swing her sword around the cathedral all day while the rest of us do all the hard work. And she's not even a real knight. Talk about unfair. Bishop Katrina's heels click. Oh, she's wearing heels. Okay, click sharply on the cathedral stone floor as she turned towards them. Whispering is quite rude, children. The Lord is listening. Listen. The whole group bowed their heads apologetically. One of the bolder youths glanced up defiantly. Apologies, Your Excellency. We were just a little curious. Yes, it appears many of you are ignorant of certain important topics. You all surely know of the Creator's Chosen. Oh wait, that's the Chosen one?! Oh. That sword looks kind of familiar. Where have I seen that before? Throughout history, Oh, it's the Kwan! It's the Master Sword. Okay. Throughout history, your great creator has chosen champions worthy of her holy night to protect the church from the evils of the world. It is prophesied that each chosen will play an important role in guarding the world from destruction. Our Artemi is one such chosen. On the night of her birth, they say a beam of celestial light descended from the heavens above and blessed Artemi with the creator's holy strength. That is why she carries such powerful celestial magic within her veins. One day, when the chosen reaches her full potential, she will be able to draw the creator's holy blade from the pedestal and deliver the world from a terrible fate. Until that time comes, she is to continue training under the guidance of the church. A few of the church youths snickered to themselves as they glanced at Artemi standing awkwardly in a corner of the main hall. But your excellency, how does the creator choose her champions? Of all people, why was she chosen? Bishop Katrina either did not notice the disdain in the youth's voice or decided to ignore it. We simple mortals cannot hope to fathom the will and intent of our creator, and we can only have faith that she chose well. Now, enough idle chatter. Move along to your duties, all of you. The half-dozen youths nodded politely and scrambled out of the hall. A heavy silence descended upon the cathedral. Bishop Katrina turns towards Artemi's corner of the room. Artemi gulped and straightened her posture. Good morning, Mother. Mother! Oh wait, sabagay. Mother! Daughter? Artemi felt her mother regard her coldly. She could never tell whether she was pleased or disappointed by something. When it came to herself, it was usually the latter. Hey, why are you angry? You were late to your swordsmanship practice this morning, so I heard. Artemi winced and bowed her head. Yes, but only by a few minutes. That is no excuse. You are the chosen one. The world has higher expectations of you than that of a mere knight. My apologies, Your Excellency. I will do better next time. You say that so often, and yet... Dread crept through Artemi's chest as her mother sighed and rubbed her temples. You know, woman, you should give her a chance. I mean, she's already have the world upon her shoulders. She's already, given high expectations by the world. In any case, I saw that note you left at my door this morning. You wish to speak with me? Yes, Mother. Her heart thumped rapidly against her chest. Artemi inhaled and tried desperately to steady her breath. Okay, you can do this, Arthur. Artemi inhaled and tried desperately to steady her breath. She never felt comfortable while speaking, especially to her mother. Your Excellency, I have been diligently training with the Grand Cathedral since I was a mere child to prepare for my role as the Creator's Chosen. But throughout all these years, I have rarely the opportunity to leave the walls of the cathedral, and not once have I stepped foot outside the church district. I understand that the church feels that this is best for my safety, but with no experience of the outside world, I feel very ill prepared for my duty. That is why, Artemi nervously saluted and bowed. Your Excellency, I stumbled request for a small task or mission outside of the church district. No. Bishop Katrina's reply was immediate. Artemi flinched, completely taken aback. Huh? May I ask why? Artemi gulped as Bishop Katrina stepped close. She circled around her like a predator, wearing a cold, harsh glare. Christians, look at you. You know what I see. Flaws. Nothing but flaws. Horrible, cowardly posture for a knight. You can barely even speak without falling apart like a nervous child. Sweetie, it's your daughter. I will slap a bitch. Why? Mere minutes ago, I witnessed you being too intimidated to even strike a conversation with the church youths. Don't even get me started on your training. Bishop Katrina leaned forward until her face was just inches away. Artemi Johanna Gautier, from what I have seen, you are without a doubt the weakest chosen one throughout all of history. Give her a chance, you Her words pierced Artemis' chest like cold daggers. The young knight took a deep breath in a futile effort to steady herself. Do you wish to take on a mission outside the church and become the laughingstock of the entire city? I don't think so. Stay in the church, continue your training, and do as you're told. Do as I say, obey, and stay here. And then all of a sudden, out there, of all the merry men, don't despair, but out there, lest you bring more embarrassment to the church and our family name, daughter. Oh yeah, sure. But I must take on missions if I'm going to gain experience and improve. Yeah, RPG style. You are not even close to ready, and you know it. But are you going to continue such an uncuff argument here? In public, right in the middle of the main hall? This is exactly why you're not fit to leave the cathedral yet. Come on, Artemi, stand up for yourself, woman! That's better. We simply want what's best for you, daughter. Oh no! Oh no! This is Mother Gothel and Judge Frollo. Been mushed together in a blender to turn into Katrina. Is this a bad time? Who is this? Oh! Who is this, Polar Bear? Who are you, Polar Bear? The two of them immediately glance up to see a large polar bear clad in high-ranking church armor, approaching them with a jolly grin. Father? Artemi immediately saluted. Knight Commander Grank! G-Rank! What? Grank? Good morning to you, sir. Good morning to you, sir. Bishop Katrina simply gave the polar bear a polite nod. Grank? Laughed jovially. Grank? And patted Artemi on the shoulder. Grank? It's like the sound whenever you ate something bad, like Grank! It is a fine morning indeed. I hope I'm not interrupting anything of importance. Your Excellency, would it be alright if I borrowed dear Artemi for a few moments? By all means. This was an unproductive conversation to begin with. Excellent! Come along now, Artemi. We don't have all day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, next scene. Knight Commander Grunk casually strolled up to the far side of the main hall, watching the bishop until she had left the room and was fully out of earshot. Artemi followed closely behind while fidgeting nervously. Knight Commander, you are a very busy man. It will be really irresponsible of me to take up too much time of your time. Grank laughed and clapped her playfully at the back, like, worry not! I always have a moment to spare for my finest pupil, even though you are the only pupil. I overheard that whole wretched conversation. Relax, young'un. Young'un, your mother frets way too much. Here's a little something to cheer you up. They were selling these fresh cinnamon chocolate chip cookies from the bakery in the market district. Help yourself! Artemi's stomach rumbled as she watched Grank pull out the fresh box that filled the air with a pleasant sugary scent. She shook her head nervously. Thank you, Knight Commander, but I must refuse. As the creator's chosen, I must resist such worldly indulgences. Oh, come on, you used to love these. I am no longer a child, Knight Commander. I must act as a true holy knight should. Well, I'm the commander of the Holy Knights, and I snack all the time. And the creator likes that too. Right, creator? Oh yes, Grank. I do. Well, that is very different. Knight Commander, you are an adult. You have things all figured out already. Ah! 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 Grank nearly choked on a chocolate chip. Ah! That's right! You ate that cookie! You choke on that cookie! Mother says I must get my act together or I will be a disappointment and shame to the title the creator's chosen. Grank hummed cheerfully and tossed a box of cookies into Artemi's face. Here! Catch! His deep laughter echoed through the main hall as Artemi scrambled to catch it before any pastries scattered onto the floor. No, my cookies! Well, as Knight Commander of the Church, I outrank your all-powerful mother and I command you to loosen up and have a little fun, alright? It's difficult when the eyes of the world are watching your very move, but remember to be kind to yourself. I suppose. Artemi pop a small cinnamon cookie into her mouth, like... The rich, sweet flavors flooded her senses. A smile appeared across her face, like... She rarely had the opportunity to enjoy such treats within the confines of the cathedral. Ah, there's that smile! It's good to see my favorite pupil happy for once. Thank you, Knight Commander. Oh no, don't bow at me. Relax! I'm just expressing gratitude of your kindness. You're a very busy man with an endless number of tasks. You really shouldn't be wasting your limited time on me. There's no such thing. What the fuck are you talking about? Speaking of many tasks. Speaking of my many tasks, I happened to overhear your conversation with Bishop Katrina earlier, and I believe I possess the solution of your woes. Grank fumbled through his bag and pulled out a handsome leather box. I, Grank Stormborn, Knight Commander of the Holy Church, have a mission for you. Really? The cookie box clattered to the floor as No, the cookies! No! Save the cookies! The cookie box clattered to the floor as Artemia hastily gave a formal salute. A half-eaten chunk fell from her mouth and streaked a line of melted chocolate across her armor. I gladly accept. But what about Her Excellency's orders? Like I said before, I completely outrank her. Just forget about her. I also completely agree with you. As the Creator's chosen, you'll need some experience with the world outside the church district if you're going to be a worthy protector. So let's start off with a simple yet very important mission, shall we? Frank slowly opened the leather box. Is that a... Oh! It's an evil crown, Artemi gasped. Inside was an elegant black obsidian crown. Oh, that's... Black obsidian? That's evil! Its surface, shimmering like the night sky, entrusted upon its facade were 4 gleaming red rubies. That's evil! Their finely polished surfaces gleaming like freshly split blood. This was surely no ordinary piece of jewelry. Your task is to deliver this package to the prince at the royal palace. Apparently, His Highness ordered this black crown to be specially made for his collections and whatnot. I think this crown will be our MacGuffin to get the story going, to finally have all 3 members of the party unite. This should be a fairly simple task, but it'll be your first time stepping outside of the church district. Why not use this chance to get familiar with the city that you're supposed to be protecting? Go out and explore a bit. There's no rush. There's lots of great snack foods in the southern part of the market district, unless you have money. I am honored to be tasked with such an important mission. Thank you so much, Knight Commander, but where's the freaking palace? She gingerly held the small leather box and frowned. Excuse my ignorance, but why are we not addressing the prince as His Majesty? Ah, yes. The young prince is technically the ruler and true king of Axia ever since your late king and queen passed away several weeks ago. Creator bless their souls. His Highness has decided to spend a year studying under the royal advisors and thoroughly learn his duties before attending a true coronation ceremony. The poor boy is still grieving over his parents' recent deaths. To think the kingdom expects him to take their place so readily. See? Grank shook his head. In any case, make sure this package gets to the royal palace by the end of the day. Are you ready? I think the prince is evil. We will see. He just requested to create a black obsidian crown with 4 red rubies. That's not a mixture of disaster, is it? Artemi nodded furiously. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for this honor, Knight Commander. Excitement bubbled up in Artemi's chest as she clutched the handsome leather box. This was the perfect chance to explore the world she was destined to protect. As unfamiliar with the outside world as she was, this was just a simple delivery. What could possibly go wrong? A lot of things. A lot of things. a lot of things. And now they go. Oh my god. She went back to the church. She went to the town square. She went. What the hell is she doing? What is she doing? All she has to do is just ask around. Oh my god. All Timmy has to do. Okay then. All Timmy has to do is just ask around. The Adventuring Guild lobby was bustling with activity as Cole weaved between the crowd and made his way to the bulletin board. Why did everyone here have to go so goddamn tall? He could barely see the job posting from all the way down here. The crowd was packed like a school of sardines. They smell like sardines. Ew! Cole had to forcefully squeeze his way to the front, like all anime. He was pretty sure someone smacked his ass on his way over. Not that he was complaining. I mean, he's a bottom! Cole squinted at the bulletin board. Complete an Adventuring Guild job and bring home some booty. Right, easier said than done, Papa. Most of these jobs ask for an adventuring party of 2 or more people. Hey, wait a minute! He supposed he could drag one of Papa's band from the Bone Breakers out the mouth, but he couldn't cast any magic with them around, or they surely tattle to Papa. Cole could perhaps avoid casting magic on the job, but then he'd be fairly useless if the men would tell Papa he was a lazy freeloader. What a pain. Cole squeezed his way back out of the crowd. A few lecherous men cupped his on his way out as well, their hands caressing under the thin cloth holding his small loincloth together. Cole grinned and reveled in the attention. All the men in the Bone Breakers, oh my god, he's such a slut bottom! All the men in the Bone Breakers were fairly open with their wants and desires, and Cole was no different. Had he not been busy worrying about his tasks for the day, he might have been even given a few of the venturing men in the guild a little more attention. Cole smacked his own face and shook his head furiously. Now's not the time to get horny. Focus! Yeah, focus, you horny little slut! Focus! I can't go home tonight empty-handed and a disappointed Papa, unless I have a cum-filled ass. What should I do? His ears suddenly perked up at the sound of bemused mumbles. The receptionist at the counter groaned as she stared towards the Adventurers Guild entrance. Why the long face, pal? Oh, hello again, Cole. Hope you're not offering services to adventurers under the table again. I refuse to clean up another one of your messes. Aw, that was one time, and I'm on my best behavior today. Anyway, what's up? The receptionist sighed. It's nothing, really. That suspicious fella is lurking at our front door again. He's usually outside ogling our adventurers as they come in, but today he's actually inside talking to people. Doesn't look like he's having much luck, though. The Adventuring Guild doesn't have time to deal with fanboys. What are you talking about? That tall badger by the entrance. See him? The one who looks like he's having a breakdown? Oh! That big guy over there. Target locked. You don't say. That tall badger was indeed lurking by the guild entrance, watching all the adventurers strolling by with wild admiration. He was buzzing with nervous energy and begging for the ear of anyone who strolled past. Too bad he could barely string together a coherent sentence through his anxious stammering. Cole strained to hear what he was blabbering as he approached. Okay, hello? Is anyone here looking for a new party member? Wow, this is like online. It's like, does anyone want to play with me? I might have much experience, but I might not have much experience, but I'm a pretty tough dude. Nobody? I promise I'll work hard. Anybody? Hello? The tall badger's shoulders slumped as his pleas continued to be ignored. Wow. That's gotta be the saddest display I've ever seen. Okay, yes, sure, whatever, Philip. Huh? Dude, if you're gonna try to sell yourself to an adventuring party, at least put a little backbone into it. Like me! I'm a bone breaker! Stop stammering. Stand up straight. Puff out that big chest of yours and talk like you own the place. Nobody's gonna hire a second-guessing greenhorn unless they're planning on paying you with exposure. Oh, right, The badger scrambled to straighten his posture self-consciously. Cole quietly whistled. Now that he could see him up close, this badger did have a very nice chest. Your gayness is showing, Cole. Not bad looking at all. Sorry, I'm kinda new around here, so it's a little nerve-wracking. I just really need to join somebody's adventuring party or else I'm gonna be stuck doing commoner apprenticeships and rot away at a scribe's office for the rest of my life. Cole squinted and scratched his chin thoughtfully. What's your name, kid? Kid? The name's Sid Shrikewood. Your name's... He's wearing... Who wears short shorts? He wears short shorts! The guy looked like a real simpleton. Says the horny... A little desperate with more enthusiasm than sense, not to mention very inexperienced. And probably very easy to push around, Cole thought to himself with a sneer. A small plan started to forming in his head. Well, kid, my name's Cole Bonebreaker. The badger's jaws dropped. Bonebreaker? As in Marrow Bonebreaker? The strongest mercenary captain in all of Axia? Yep, that's my papa. Oh, and by the way, I use magic. I'm a disappointment. Oh. Sid peered down at him doubtfully. I thought you'd be a little taller. Excuse you? It's not very smart to be rude to someone who's about to offer you a deal. Huh? What sort of deal? Cole crossed his arms with a grin. You wanted to join an adventuring party, huh? Why don't you form one with me? Wait, really? An inexperienced greenhorn like you would be pretty useless in the market. I can refer you to my papa's mercenary company. They'll set you up with some combat training and equipment. You probably don't even have a weapon right now, do you? Just Sid was practically vibrating with excitement, like, yee! You'd really do that for me? Oh, working for Marrow Bonebreaker of all people! This is like a dream come true! Cole pressed a finger to his lips to shush him. Shh, shh. He leaned close to the badger, his face twisting into a sly smirk. And in return for my great generosity, you're gonna work directly for me. All your work, payment, and jobs are to go through me before going to anybody else in the Adventuring Guild or Bonebreaker Mercenary Company, understood? The badger nodded furiously with a grin. No, don't take it, Sid! That's a bad deal! The badger nodded furiously with a grin, obviously too excited to even think through the details. Like, why is he the one going to check all the money and all the loots? This was going to be easier than he thought. Whatever you say, you're the boss! I'm happy to do any kind of adventuring work you've got. You know what he needs? He needs a sound effect that says, yeah! Anybody you need to get done? Sid Shrikewood's got your back, boss. No, you don't. In those shorts! Cole chuckled. Oh wait, why am I complaining? He's only in his underwear. Cole chuckled. Good. Cole leaned forward and beckoned Sid to come closer with a waggle of a finger like, come here, let me suck you first. He pulled the tall badger down to his face level, the two of them so close that their noses almost touched like, what? Sid gulped nervously. Yeah, what's up, boss? Listen here, Sid Shrikewood. While you're working with me, there's going to be a few hard rules in place. Really? The first of which is this. I can cast magic. If you ever mention a word of this to my papa or anyone in the Bonebreaker Mercenary Company, I will snuff out any chance you have of being a half-decent adventurer like the world's most pathetic candle. Follow my directions and I can guarantee your future as an adventurer will be filled with success and glory. Sound like a fair deal? Despite the sheer size, the difference between the two, Sid visibly shuddered as he nodded slowly. Of course! Sounds simple enough. You're the boss! Glad we are in agreement. Cole was practically grinning ear to ear as he led the nervous Badger towards the Adventurers Guild reception desk. This might actually work out better than I thought, Cole mused cheerfully. Then, she comes in. Okay then! That's Temptation's Ballad! To be honest, if I were to give my opinion, I say the story is kind of cliche. Well, the characters are unique. Yeah, the characters are kind of unique, pero the story is kind of cliche. It's the start of the three people band together and meet in one place to go to do a specific mission. Then that mission will be the one that changed their lives. It's the same one. It's the same formula with Wild Arms, with Final Fantasy, with other RPG games. It's the same one. It's the same formula. I like Marrow. He's very fun. He's very enthusiastic. I like Marrow. I kind of like Marrow. I like Marrow. I like Marrow. Seriously, I like Marrow. I like Marrow as a character, to be honest. So that's Temptation's Ballad. It starts off cliche, and then all three of them supportive. Nah, he's supportive. He is supportive. Thank you, Colonial. His support is on the tip of my tongue. So yes, so that's Temptation's Ballad, everybody, and I hope to see you all again in a new game, in a new stream. And also, if you want to support Shirokoi, you can support him down there in the description. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see you all again on the next stream. And, ladies and gentlemen, this is Temptation's Ballad, and I'm Yuki Cookie, signing off saying, thank you everybody for watching. My name's Yuki Cookie, signing off saying, have a great day.